Mike, Bedford's a tough place to go as London Scottish. No 29-12 bonus point when you must be thrilled with that.
Yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled with the character of the boys. You know, we've had to dig in deep there, and you know, we started really well. We had to get through a little bit of an iffy patch, but finished strong, and that's credit to the boys in the way that they've gone about their business all week. Really, it's been a fair bit of change off the pitch, but the boys have taken to it. They've got their heads down and they've got on with it, and they've come out here after some travel woes. And put a real performance in and showed the grittiness and the character and the resilience that we want to see from the squad.
We had the wind on our backs and also that slope in the first half. Did you speak to the guys before kick-off that we really needed to capitalise on that and score the points? And that's exactly what we did. 22-0 up at half-time. Yeah, we needed to front up first half. You know, there was a lot of talk about Bedford fronting up, but there was also a lot of talk about us needing to front up. And we certainly did that. And you know, 22-0 at half-time probably didn't do us justice, really. You know how we didn't get a couple of penalty tries and a few more boys in the bin from the Bedford team in that first half. I just don't know. I'm at a loss. But nonetheless, we didn't get distracted by that, and we came in 22-0 up, and you know, that was pleasing. Were you pleased? You mentioned the fact that there was a few chances for us to get penalty tries there, but were you pleased with the composure the guys showed? Because eventually we did score another try through Mark Bright, so you know, it wasn't massively important, but you know, we could have, you know, let our heads drop slightly there, but they didn't.
We could have, you're right, and we didn't. But you know, I'd probably contest that. It is vitally important because we'd have scored a lot quicker and we'd have had longer time down there to get back down there with less players on the pitch. So these things matter at the Championship level, and they matter at this time of the season. So it's important that those parts of the game are administered correctly. So, you know, like I said, we weren't distracted. The boys stuck to task in that first half, and we got the rewards.
We talked about discipline before the game. I think they conceded about 10 or 11 penalties in that first half. We only conceded one, so you must have been pleased with that.
I was immensely pleased. One penalty conceded. They conceded 11. Which, as you can imagine, when I come out second half and the first penalty we concede in the red zone leads to us being yellow carded and a penalty try against again. You know, ridiculous officiating, and you know, something I'm very, very disappointed about. But we didn't let it distract us again. There were a few decisions that didn't seem to go with us in those opening 10-15 minutes. We stayed on task, and we managed to hold composure to regain control of the game.
The forward pack we picked this week was probably the strongest forward pack we picked all season, and they really dominated, certainly in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the biggest, and that was the reason for this week's selection, really, was to be physical and to front up, and we certainly did that. But as I said, the impact from the bench from the boys at the vital time was important, and they all played a key part in allowing us to regain control of the game in the second half.
It was a key moment also in that first half. We were 22-0 up, but late in that half, Josh Brown pinched a really important line-out ball there, where they could, you know, if they scored a try, it could have been a different game. That was a key moment as well.
Yeah, I mean, there was many key moments in there, some that went our way and some that didn't. And you know, Josh again, it's a great defensive reader at line-out time, but a real collective effort by the pack, as we said, both in attack and in defence. And you know, we changed a couple of things defensively, but you know, hopefully we'll learn from the mistakes that we made in this game, and when come Monday review time, we'll be able to look at what we can improve on in that area and get ready for next week.
As we expected, Bedford came back at us. They scored 2 tries. It was 22-12, but the first foray back into their 22 in the second half, we managed to score a try. That was key as well, and they just sort of let their heads dropped really, and that sealed the game.
Yeah, it is. As I said, you know, second half, I mean, I'm still at a loss as to how we were, where we were under our sticks with the penalty try. But as I said, we didn't get distracted. We stayed on task. Fair play to Bedford. They then managed to manufacture a very good try themselves. But we started to probably play a little bit too much and a little bit too individual in that middle third for 10-15 minutes. And then we asserted ourselves. We got our composure. The impact from the bench was excellent, and we managed to find ourselves in the right field positions. And again, you know, we probably should have or could have had a few more tries by dominating the 22, but just seemed to be getting penalties and no yellow cards and no penalty tries for us. But the boys stayed on task again, and we managed to manufacture and get Matthew Williams away. And you know, again, just little double-edged sword for me, really, because we've got the bonus point, we've scored the tries, we've had a perfectly good try by Miles Mantella, disallowed for no reason at all, and constant penalising in their 22, yet no rewards with a penalty try or yellow card. So, you know, we'll take the win, we'll move on. But, you know, I will be asking questions about consistency to ensure that, you know, come later in the season, the business end, when it's going to matter, that we have a playing field that we all understand that we're on.
Forwards get a lot of credit this season, but must be pleased to get the speedsters on the scoring sheet. Matt Williams down here, Miles Mantella over there. Obviously, Miles should have had a brace, but that's pleasing for these guys.
Yeah, it is. It's good to see the racehorses running, but you know, it's also the midfield are putting a shift in defensively. I thought, you know, Connor and Matt Hawke certainly put a shift in and made a lot of good decisions. And you know, we're trying to play with ambition, and with ambition sometimes comes mistakes. But you know, sometimes you've got to get it wrong to get it right. And we shouldn't let pragmatism inhibit us when the ambition is there to be played and it's the right time to play. And it's about just assessing and picking those decisions and recognising when it's time not to and when it's time to. And we're still kind of work in progress there, but it's good to see the boys are putting the ball through the hands. They're having the ambition to play with ball in hand, and that's just not the backs, that's the team. That's, you know, 1 to 22, and that's what we're trying to invoke in the culture, and what we're trying to create. And hopefully we took a couple of little steps forward today.
Pleased with the set piece. Line out went well. Scrums went well. Yeah,
I am. I mean, not my forte, but the boys are pleased. You know, we were strong. We were pushing square. They were moving around, walking around. A lot of resets when they probably maybe should have been slightly different, but we're pleased with the way that the scrum went. Again, all the boys, Hallam, Lilly, Maidman and Prescott, the props did really well, and as did Kwasniiki and Cherry as well. So we're pleased, and there's a little bit of bump in that back five that's pushing through on them as well. So all in all, I think we're in good nick. We'll have to have a look at see what the injury front is, whether who's got knocks, who's got bruises, and then it's back in Monday, review, then preview, and then on to the next week.
3 bonus point wins on the trot. I mean, that's a fantastic effort by the guys, and it must give them real confidence going into what's a huge encounter at home next Saturday against Bristol.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you know, we lost our way a little bit in December, Worcester, and the Nottingham result was poor. And with everything we've had going on off the pitch, you know, for the boys not to get distracted and then put together 3 bonus point performances, playing with ambition and playing some decent rugby as well, and defending decently, it's pleasing to see. And you know, we're just kind of moving forward day by day, taking a few steps here and there, improving our game both with ball in hand and defensively, and hopefully we can again come together this week and move forward again, because you know that Bristol team is a formidable outfit. They've got an array of names on and off the pitch, but we've got every opportunity to make a statement at the RAG next week and show our intent and our intentions in this championship.
Just finally, we've brought Phil Greening and Tim Payne in this week. What can they bring to the party? Obviously they're both former English internationalists and Lions as well.
I mean, well, Tim Payne obviously, you know, will lead the scrum. Phil, you know, will lead the defence, and also between them they'll also have input on the lineup. But they'll kind of dovetail one another as well. They'll just complement the coaching team. Phil brings immense experience. You know, he's been coaching for a long time. You know, Tim's earlier in his coaching development, but nonetheless he's got immense experience. And he understands how to play the game, and he understands how to communicate with the players, and it's about getting the best out of the players and using the likes of Phil and Tim to do that. And that's what they're there to do, you know, be those mentors for the players, help them develop, help us pull a plan together to go out and play rugby each week.
Well done today, and a great one.
Yeah, thanks a lot.